Good hello everyone, and welcome to today's video. I know, this is not my normal setup, right? I'll get into the reason why I'm doing this towards the end of the video, but for now let's just jump right into today's topic, which is happiness as an adult. Now this is a really difficult thing, and this is probably going to be the first of a few different videos in which I touch on this topic, but I specifically decided to do this video yesterday after watching Nicole Foti do a video talking about #positive vibes only. And what really struck me about Nikki's video, and the reason that I decided to kind of expand upon his thoughts and come in with some of my own ideas, was when he discussed the positive vibes only stance being unrealistic and also a little bit unfair in that it pushes people towards kind of ignoring or suppressing any sort of negative feelings or bad experiences that they might be having. And that video brought me back to a conversation, a line of thought, whatever you want to call it, that I pour over a lot in my adult life. I feel like especially recently I've been thinking about this more and more. And that is just the idea of what happiness is as an adult. And I think a lot of people, at least a lot of people that I talk to, kind of assume that or claim that being happy is a choice. And I happen to disagree with that sentiment. I don't think that happiness is necessarily a choice. And the thing that I have found as I've gotten older is that my level of happiness on a day-to-day basis is not super high, and I used to think there was something wrong with me, but I think that that's actually kind of normal. I think, for me anyway, that's kind of just how I am. I don't experience happiness on this like wave, and it's not quite as sustainable as people claim it is. For me anyway, happiness is kind of a fleeting thing. It's a feeling that comes to me very occasionally, and I think there's also another word that should be talked about in conjunction with happiness, and that's just contentment. A word that I would use to describe myself more than happy is content. I'm content on a day-to-day basis. I am at a pretty neutral stasis, not happy, not unhappy. I'm good where I am, and every once in a while something will happen that might push me over the edge either way, or I might go through an experience or talk to someone and it might affect my mood. And I think people get worried when they feel like they're doing something wrong by being more like at that level than at some heightened level of happiness all the time. And I feel like learning to interpret your moods and reflect on why you're in the state of mind that you're in is a massive part of not only being an adult, but finding out who you are as a person. I think that's really important, to be able to take time out of your day and be like, okay, this was a really positive experience. What led to this? Why did I get here? Why do I feel like this? How can I do more of that if I need more of that right now to keep myself in balance? And I think really what I'm just trying to get at here is that we need to be open to the idea of happiness. We need to recognize it when it comes to us. We need to be accepting of it when it comes to us or when we're feeling it. But I don't think we need to be chasing it. I think chasing happiness, I think constantly striving for a positive state of mind or to be some kind of beacon of emotional solidity is just a very, very difficult position to put yourself in. I think that's a lot. I think that's too much for just one person. It's too much for me. And I try to make careful choices about the types of things that I share online, or at least I was very, very careful about it in the past. I've opened up a little bit more in the last 6 months or so, but I tried to be very careful in the past because I didn't want to feel like I was a source of or a catalyst for spreading any more negativity than I already saw in the online space. I didn't want to be responsible for contributing to anything negative. But the fact of the matter is, that's part of being an adult in the real world. I mean, you have to deal with things all the time, good and bad. And I feel like the last thing that is helpful to that process is to be dishonest with yourself about the way you feel or about the situation that you're in. So anyway, thank you guys for listening to my little rant about happiness. I would like to come back to this, and I would like to hear some of your guys' thoughts about this, about how you handle the range of emotions that you experience on a day-to-day basis, and sort of your opinions on positive vibes and the idea of choosing happiness. I would love to hear what you guys have to say about that. And finally, the reason why I decided to film the video in this format and location today is because it is a nod to, an homage, if you will, to my featured creator of the week, which is Megan Tonjes. She is not only an incredibly strong and outspoken YouTuber, she is an amazing and talented person, and I'm very happy to know her. She has been nothing if not incredibly gracious and generous with me as a friend. She has listened to me as I've talked about going through incredibly difficult things in my life. She has offered me her opinions and ideas, and she is just an amazing person. I love her so much. She focuses a lot on body positivity. She talks a lot about political and social issues, but she does it in a way that's humorous and totally her own. And she's got a podcast with her roommate Keith, and I am so proud of everything she's doing. She's kicking so much ass, and I just wanted to show her some love today. So please go and check out Megan Tonjes. If you're not already subscribed to her channel, please do that. And yeah, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys on Thursday.